Hello. Hello. Hellos. No, Nair, that wasn't. Hi, Nair. It wasn't. That was just our starting screen. This is the actual podcast. The actual live is just our stuff talking, but we weren't actually talking. That was just our starting soon. I probably should have put starting soon. Yes, a couch. Totally not green screen or anything. We're totally sitting on the brown couch. Yes, hellos. Just to check before anything else is, I'm gonna hold your hand. This is my excuse to hold your hand. But can everyone hear us? Because we're gonna be talking through this mic, and apparently this mic has a penchant for not, unless it's the mic's pointed at your mouth, like it's a directional mic. So it's red then. Still so cute. It's red then. What's red? What do you mean it's red?
Yeah, what do you mean it's red?
What's red? What is red? What is red? Am I red? Mono direction, yeah. What is red? What is red? Is it the couch? Oh, it's technically brown red. I don't know. It's just a couch.
Technically, if you use all the colors, it just makes it brown. So
Yeah, but yes. This is a scuff scream. I'm not prepared for it, but I guess in the lives we'll introduce ourselves first. Hi, I'm Den Mother Plays. In all spaces, Blue Sky, Twitter, I guess, but mostly in Drive Through RPG and Twitch. And Blueski if you want more content. I guess there's an Instagram and Facebook because most of my TTRPG spaces are in Facebook as well. But yeah, I've been a shall we say a storyteller, a game master for like a good 8 years now. Jesus, 8 years. eight. God, that's too much gaming, isn't it? It's 8 years and counting. So that's me. And where are the links for me to click? No links. It's somewhere. Just type Den Mother Place and it'll be somewhere. Yeah. So, wow. Oh, you really know that. I mean, it's links on my channel if you'd like to click over there. And then, thank you for the
it
shout.
works.
Hey, good job. Okay, you introduce yourself.
Hey, I am the Mad Moog Vetra, the host of this channel. In the flesh. So
This is an actual form, not one of the many mimic forms. Maybe it's a human mimic right now, just sitting beside me. No, you had to do that to me. How dare you? He likes doing death. Cause now he's gone. He's off screen now. He's gone. He disappeared. Now he's back. Yeah, he has a penchant for doing death screams. I'm sorry for the content warning that wasn't posted when he did the screamos. I guess the stream is a bit other words instead of for it's yeah, it's mimics. But he screeched and I think the mic peaked. So it didn't catch your scream, but it scared me. He did a death rattle from The Grudge. I'm sorry, people. But anyways, if you're wondering what this is about, as a reaction, is we'll do story time. This was actually during one of the drives to where we're staying right now. You know, because we had to do a long drive from Sydney to Brisbane. Nah, it did at the start. The sound final mix. God damn it. You and Final have horror embedded in your... Anyways. So this podcast just came as an idea, actually. During the 14 14? Was it 14? I can't remember anymore if it was a 14-hour drive.
It's a 10-hour drive for down to Sydney and back up, but it took 14 hours or 15 hours total, considering we rested in one of the stops for quite a while.
Okay, yeah. So during that time, one of the things we would do is like listen to a lot of like YouTube just to stay awake, especially this guy. He needs that to stay awake.
I needed to stay awake and drive, and the idea of this basically came from listening to Den of the Drake.
Yeah, shout out to Den of the Drake. Actually, I'm gonna send you.
But it's not just Den of the Drake. There's D&D Doge. There's Crispy the Crow or something like that. Crow's Perch or something.
Yeah.
What other ones? There's
Yeah, but this is the guy who. Oh my god, this is the guy that actually got us to think. Hey, we should probably do a fun reaction streamer. It's just like we're gonna react to stories because like both of us do a lot of TTRPGs. Like, I mean,
you drag me into a lot of different ones.
yeah, I will drag you into a lot. It's on brand for me. If I like a TTRPG and you're in my circle, I'm gonna drag you and be like, hey, let's play this system. Let's get into this. Hey, I'm gonna try out this one game we should play. So, I'm actually glad because like right now, this was the guy who was like, I'm just gonna stick to D&D for now. That back in the day, we're like, I'm just gonna be D&D right now. I just do hardcovers. I just play D&D with the local group. And then what were you just doing the whole day today?
Well, it wasn't the whole day.
But most of the day.
Creating character sheets for creating lancers for creating character sheets for the Lancer TTRPG.
Exactly.
With all my different characters that I've made for D&D or D&D adjacent stuff or TTRPGs. So
Exactly.
made one for, as most people know of, is Ashley and Ingram. I've made one for good old Ashton, and Samus as well.
So yeah, that's like I'm just glad at least the thing that I want in like most cases with most of my friends is like just to try more tabletop RPGs and I'll drag you to them. I think Nair was one of the few that I was able to like one of the few friends that I got to pull for Changeling the Dreaming, which is a new system. It's just like let's go do fun stuff. That's always gonna be me. So that's kind of like why the podcast exists. I mean, we don't know how long we're gonna be able to do this kind of setup because one, we need space to do this. Two, the next few months are gonna be busy, and this is only the few instances where I felt like it would be fun to do this, just at least to try it once, like just to test the waters to see if this is something we can do. And it's just a way to do an official announcement. And speaking of the things we're gonna be busy with for the next few months, what are we busy for the next few months?
Getting ready for the wedding in February.
Yes, it is official. I guess this is the official.
You every time you kept saying. We got an official thing going. Got an official thing we're gonna speak about on the podcast, but you broke that within 5 minutes.
Look, I am an excited wife to be, okay? And I was talking, okay, the reason why it broke is because the people in chat are essentially the friends we've already told, close friends that were there. So they're like, that secret thing that is secret, but it's not really a secret to our close friends, because if it's your close friend and you already know in advance, like, you will know because we've already told you, we keep you in the loop. But this is like the official public, like, yeah, we're getting married on February. This is the official, like, hey, we're getting married on February. Yes, he's gonna wear a very, very hot suit, and I'm just gonna wear a dress. Yeah. But he's gonna wear a really hot Best.
Pictures of the wedding will actually be up on Twitter or Blue Sky in the future. Me in my vest, their mother in her dress. We will leave out any of the family ones. It'll just be pictures of us two
Yeah.
on the actual internet.
Yeah. So you'll get to see it. There is to clarify for those few friends that have asked, no live stream. No, I know we stream, but no, this is more of a private thing that we want to keep to ourselves. But we want to keep you on a loop as to why maybe our activity will dip on the next few months because we are prepping for. I mean, we got official venues and stuff like that. Yee! I'm so like hyped. Like, I never thought about it that we get there. Like I never thought like, oh, it's marriage, but we're here, we're in a marriage. I can't give too much details other than, yeah, it'll be in a nice outside park. Yeah, and it's close to your. Are we allowed to say? Am I allowed to say close? How much am I allowed to say?
So basically, it's in an outside area. It's an area that can actually be rented out for weddings and stuff like that. We're not gonna say where it is or where it's nearby.
Okay. So no, not that details. Okay.
Yeah, well, because people sort of know in a sense if they're frequent watchers of my streams, they sort of know the general area of where I am. So
Okay. Yeah. So, but basically it's an outside wedding, gardenish type, and yeah, it's technically there's a lot of trees, ish, and yeah, and then you'll just that's the official. Like I want to say like more things, but okay, we'll keep it at that. But yes, officially we're gonna get married next year. That's why, next year February, and yeah, that's why we're just doing this now. Because we don't know when we're gonna do this again, and I've been pestering him since September. Like, hey, when we're gonna do this? He wanted to do this podcast because we talked about this podcast that we're gonna do it since that car ride, and it was like September, and now it's December. So it's like we could at least do it one time.
the other thing is that it's like because we do live with my my parents, it is more of to placate to living in that sort of thing whilst they're asleep. We don't want to be loud. We don't have much space. We don't have very good internet there. Where we are now is looking after my other parents' place, which how do I put it is we're looking after the place whilst they are enjoying their Christmas period with grandparents or their parents and stuff like that. So
Like again, it's just a try. Just try it this kind of setup and just put it as a like, oh, we actually did this at least one time
yeah,
to just manifest it. And you actually did this. I wasn't expecting that you would get this setup going. So thank you for that. For sitting on a couch. So the link I shared in chat is basically the video where we got inspired to do the podcast. So generally as a reaction it's a bit more like conversational. We're trying to do like just just chatting. We'll talk and just have our real time thoughts when we
Read
go
through some of the
when we
parts and
read through.
everything.
Yeah, and then we'll cut through. We'll do a back and forth, and you guys too can react to things. So this is definitely TTRPG adjacent. We're gonna be reading a story from the RPG horror stories in Reddit, and then we're gonna react to a recent issue in the TTRPG space that came out that I feel like should just be like a cool, like something that I want to bring up as well as two stories for tonight's sesh. So wait, you we can do you want me to read most of it or do you want to read parts of it?
I mean, if there are parts you want to read and then there's parts that you want me to read, then that's fine.
Okay. All right. Wow, this is 2 years ago already. Jeez.
Yeah,
2 years ago. Um, ads. Burger King. Oh, he probably got ads from Burger King and Hungry Jack's.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll wait for the ads in the meantime. Oh, you're back. Hi, back. Sorry for the ads. I don't actually. Oh, you do have ad break in progress.
Yeah, but it's a general thing, so sometimes it'll be like, here's ads, but it might start earlier for people or it might start
Oh, okay.
later.
All right. Okay. All right. Got you. All right. So we'll now that the ads are done and you got your popcorns and stuff, we're gonna go through a 2-year-old story, but I think it's applicable. Like this is the story, by the way, from the link I shared. By shout out to Den of the Drake. They do a lot of reactions to RPG horror stories. They do a lot of reading, and they're just basically a Drake. They're chilling, and
They do a lot of funny ad ad placements as well, like NordVPN or there's some other ones out there as well. Like there was the Scottish Land one. Basically, here's my spot. There's a wizard's spot, and then there's the kobold spot. They're trying to take over Scotland and stuff like that.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
I actually really do enjoy their stuff. Just as many other TTRPG reaction creators.
So, just a heads up as well, this is an extra long story. I mean, it makes sense. It took a lot for his video.
Yeah.
We'll try to shorthand this. But the title is That Time When the Girl Who Is Not Like the Other Girls I Play D&D Met Another Girl Who Also Played D&D. Wow. Like, it's funny how this is the story that immediately got us talking a lot in the car.
Yeah.
So I'll read this. I'll read this. I'll probably can read the DM side, because I know there's a conversation with the DM later on, so I'll give that to you. So, this happened in my college D&D club back in 2013, 2014. Our college D&D club is entirely male, except for one single girl. I know what you're thinking. Oh god, what creepy shit befell this poor girl. Don't worry, nobody in the club was weird towards her. It isn't that kind of story. Oh, that's a
Remember, you can swear and stuff in my stream.
right. Sorry, I got used to final lines where it's like it's a it's a bit neutralized where it's like I try not to swear. I try not to.
See, my streams are 18 plus, so basically,
Okay, shit.
I have lewd models. I swear it's Australian. Like I'm gonna say cunt, fuck, tits, ass, stuff like that.
Right, we're
Shit,
safe.
Fuck. Why the fuck and stuff like that.
I'm glad we're not doing this on YouTube because this would be a different story if we did it on YouTube.
It just would be shadow banned or demonetized. So I'd be like, fuck it, fine. I don't want to make money off of it. Just want people to fucking hear me.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so for right off the bat, I just want to react. As somebody who like in Davao, yes, I am from Davao City, Philippines. I actually was starting to play around 2015, and my first system was Pathfinder.
Yep.
It's this common story for those who are in my channel, but it's very familiar story where you're like I was the only chick in a guy group in Pathfinder. Like that was an initial experience for me where a friend of mine that was a writer invited me to their group and it's mostly dudes. So it was very common back in the circa 2013 2015 where there weren't any girl gamers. I think not saying there weren't, but it was a very common demographic where it was a bunch of guys and there was one girl who would be invited. I think it was mostly like a guy adjacent game, especially Pathfinder back in the day. Especially in like a small city like mine, where like the only way you could get games is if some guy was from the U.S. and bought books from the U.S. That's like the only way you could get into Pathfinder before we could access the online resources in Pathfinder. So like this is familiar. This is like already, this is already sounding familiar. But I'm thankful that they added in the first part that it wasn't that the club was weird towards her. It isn't that kind of story. In fact, she's the problem player. So it's like, oh, okay, we're not talking about how creepy the dudes were. It's the girl that's the problem. Like, oh shit. Oh crap. Okay. This girl had a very huge I'm not like other girls energy. For example, her characters were always the rebellious noble girls who didn't want to wear dresses or marry.
So very much a standard practice for some of the first time things.
It's just funny that I forgot about this part because like we just announced that we're getting married and I'm just like wait. Sorry, this is oh my god, sorry.
Yeah, the runaway noble, who doesn't want to wear dresses, doesn't want to be married off to another family and stuff like that, so runs away, and probably, and 90% of the time, is probably a rogue.
Yeah, it's like so. Her usual backstory formula for her characters was abusive father plus unwanted betrothal plus asshole fiance plus running away plus learning to fight on her own on her streets. She would occasionally mention that she hates dresses and never wants to have kids. She only ever wore jeans and t-shirts of heavy metal bands. She had her hair dyed blue, had 3 nose piercings, 4 ear piercings on each ear. Looking back on it now, she acted like she invented alternative punk fashion. The red flags were there, but we never picked them up because she didn't have another girl in the club to compete with. We shall refer to her here on out as Arya. I love that there's a Game of Thrones thing here.
Arya Stark, right?
Yeah, Arya Stark. Yeah, which is kind of sad. Arya Stark's pretty cool, but
I actually have only read the first book.
yeah,
And have only watched like the first episode of Game of Thrones.
good. I mean, the first 4 seasons were pretty good. 5 is when they started to go to fanfic territory. That's my that's my general because they were trying to make a series past 5 with bits and pieces from the older books and stretching it out because George has not written the other books. So they were just it's uncharted waters past season 5. This is coming from somebody who watched Game of Thrones all the way up. I was a fan till the bitter end, even if they ruined it in the final season. Okay, we're not gonna dwell on it, but besides the point, it was the thing I do want to react to the fact that it's don't get me wrong, I'm all for backstories. I love the 10-page backstories of
Yeah.
like to my players. It is okay that you have a formula for your characters. This is like I don't want you to think that it's very condescending when we're reading into these kinds of things. It's just it's a different story when you hate on people that fall under the what if there's a player that likes to wear wedding dresses, get married, and wear dresses and stuff like that, which we'll get into in a bit. It's just this is my word of caution of like you can enjoy as long as you don't step on other people, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
and there's no we're not crapping on their kind of formulas. It's just when it becomes your whole personality and then you just hate it for no good reason because it doesn't fit in your formula. That's where the problem is. So yes. Thumb beans. Yeah, so give me your backstories. I love that. From all my players, I love that I have 10 kids who give me like a wiki of their character.
Yeah.
Intense. There's a wiki.
As for me, I like a very simple backstory, which does clue into a little bit before they wanted to become an adventurer, why they are an adventurer, and how they started out. It's sort of my small formula. I don't go more than probably like 4 or 5 paragraphs. Sometimes it's just one paragraph. I've told you a few things, and it's just like, then you ask upon me later on if there's a few things later. It's like, yeah, we can create a few new backstory characters.
Yeah, so it's like a character that gets built on.
But it's a character that can be molded into a lot of different stories that a DM can take, then add to it as long as talking back and forth is done, and Because basically, I create a lot of characters that have their base formula where it can just mold into different types of stories. Where I've had Samus for um, BTM, and he's moved over to Pulp, and it blended in pretty well
With the gangster
with the
vibes.
gangster vibes and fisticuffs and everything like
Also,
that.
I know this is a weird tangent. I'm sorry, but the fact that you have your pinky slightly like that on the mic, it's just so adorable. I can see it on the. It's
The-
not touching the mic. It's just like I am holding. It's like it's,
Mind you, I'm not actually touching the cord with my pinky because it actually can set off an electrical shock.
yeah. It's like,
This is a very unsafe mic. I probably should be fixing it, but
oh wait, is that why you have a pinky?
yes, that is why I do not have my pinky or my other finger touching the metal.
Oh, okay. I've been just holding it here, so.
Yeah, but because like we've been like usually in a carpeted room, it's just straight up shock most times to you.
Oh, okay. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, we definitely have a scuffed we definitely have scuffed going on. But okay, so this one. I will continues. But points to your character stuff. What did she? Yes. Need them props to build more into the world and put them and ask them more questions. Yeah. Building the questions. Building the
Because
backstory.
I don't put in a hometown. I say they're from their hometown, but no actual hometown name, so that it can be put in through the story and everything like that.
So, yeah, that's definitely food for thought.
Hello, Tessa.
Not y'all hanging out on the Ace Attorney court. Oh, what? Objection! Objection! You're objection! It is.
Objection! My hair is flipping all over the place now. The hair tie fell out.
Objection, Your Honor. No, yeah, totally. Cause like we're reacting to things right now, so I felt it was perfect to just put this space. I'm glad someone, thank you, someone clocked in. I was waiting for somebody to react to like, hey, this kind of looks like the Ace Attorney courtroom, and we're just chilling. But yes, we're going through the story now. We just finished our official announcement, and yeah, we're halfway through the story. We're talking about not like other girls I play in D&D girl. So her nickname is now Arya. It's Arya. So I believe Game of Burners is writing about this problem player.
Yep.
And they don't give their name yet. So she says, I guess that's, yeah, because I'm assuming she's writing it. So she's the other girl who played D&D with her. So
Arya is the problem one.
yeah.
So we haven't gotten to the other girl yet,
Yeah,
or any other characters yet.
Yes, it's just a setup right now for
Yep.
Arya. Arya's we got the backstory going on how she writes her characters. Which is funny. Like she doesn't like she's always playing the noble characters
The noble runaway
females
character.
who doesn't want to wear dresses or marry, which is ironic. Ironic.
And always having the trope of the shitty father, shitty fiance, doesn't like men sort of thing.
Arya. Yeah. The yes.
The vocal fry on the name.
Arya. Sorry, it's like the mic is a. Why am I making this motion? That's bad. Like, we have to put.
What is that? Practice motion?
Shut up! Shut up! I'm just like I'm noticing the there's like red. It's touching the red, and I'm trying to like move the mic away, and then I move it close.
Don't worry about it if it hits the red.
I'm worried about it. It's common.
Remember, mine's different. Okay, let's pause the distraction here. Let's continue, at least try and get through another paragraph before we
start going off tangent. Anyways, okay. I was playing a game with Arya and 3 other people for a party of 5. We were running a fun little homebrew where our party was a group of royals from various countries trying to unite all nations to fight the BBEG, or the Big Bad Evil Guy, who woke from his ancient slumber. The game was heavily inspired by Game of Thrones because everyone in the club You know that meme? Everybody in the club, family.
No.
Everybody in the club, family.
No.
No, no, okay. I'm in pain. Everybody in the club. Okay, so where was I? And the club was obsessed with the series, and this was before the disaster that was season 8. Yes! Again, I was there till the bitter end of that show. Fudge. Because of that, I didn't want to watch Dragons. I heard good things, but I was too traumatized afterwards to be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch House of the Dragon. I heard good things. I heard good things. Everybody in the club. No, the most famous meme we got going is ah
Fuck off.
the light. Ah ah the light. Game of Thrones. Shout out to Ishi. Thank you, Ishi.
God damn it, Ishi. See what you've done to my wife.
Game of Thrones. Okay, okay, where was I? Arya was playing the youngest princess of the Woodland Kingdom who made a bet with her father that if he defeated the BBG, she wouldn't have to marry. That's actually a decent backstory.
That is actually a decent one.
She played a rogue. It was the most
See? Rogue.
rogue. Yes, rogue. Because it was the most unladylike class for her to play in the narrative of the story. I was playing.
Wouldn't the most unladylike one be a barbarian?
Actually, yeah. Okay, if we're going unladylike, Barb's like the way to go. Because like rage, no hesitation, you just lose your shit.
And you don't wear armor, so you're basically just going out there with just normal clothes on.
Yeah. It's like you're not even putting up a decorum socially, and then you just, in most social cases, you want to keep like a certain like poise and inhibition. There it's like, I'm gonna lose my shit and break shit.
Yeah.
So barbarian's the most unladylike. But feel free to comment and chat what you think is the most unladylike class. According to this one, it's rogue. For some reason, why rogue? Because rogues can be classy. I feel offended on behalf of the rogue users.
The thing is that rogues are not just your thieves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're your inquisitors. They're your detectives and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they also can be like, the people that are just like general, like a bard energy, or just helping out people, the help action.
Yeah.
So I don't get the logic, but anyways, the one that's narrating said that they're playing the third prince of the Northern Kingdom, who is a star druid. Star druids are fun. I will tell you that right now.
I have never played a druid.
You should. It's fun. Druids are fun, especially the star one. Really good. It's the constellations get tricky, but it's super fun. I made a character of this, but I'm not gonna go tangent. The other guy at the table was a paladin crown heir of the Dragon Kingdom. 2 other players had to drop out of the game in session 7 because of their coursework and was getting too crazy for them to have a social life. So the DM decided to bring in another player who he recently met in one of his classes to fill the vacancy. In our 8th session, we were introduced to the Princess of the Western Kingdom. She was played by a girl. Oh wait, so that means she's not the girl talking. He's one of the guys in the group.
Yeah, he's a guy in the group.
Oh, okay. It's like the storytelling
From a third party, basically.
Okay. So he's observing this. Okay. It's starting to get spicy. Okay. So
You're falling further and further in your seat.
this is how I sit at the sofa now.
Sit up.
I am the gremlin. I am the gremlin.
You have disappeared.
Okay. I have to at least.
We have to be like in the same sort of section and around the same height.
No, this is actually, if I was in a sofa, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna lie down on you. This is how I'd be in a sofa.
You'd be laying on my lap, then you'd turn face forward on my lap.
Yes, and this is very much my pose when I'm gonna be in the sofa. It's
I feel like you missed what I just said.
What?
Face down on my legs, on my lap.
I wouldn't breathe.
We know why.
What? Oh my! How dare you? And after what happened last night. Oh, by the way, last night, guess who choked on their steak? while in a family dinner where they were discussing, hey, you're like the one of the parentals were like, they're getting married, and I end up choking on the steak, and I actually wheezed that someone had to like roll and crit and smack my back. Like that's one way to remember me. Like that's the first time I met them, and I choke on steak. Like I actually, cause like I just got, I think, oh my god, I feel something. Okay, that's the bed. And then I turn and I'm like, steak stuck. And then they look at me and I'm like, I think I'm dying because I'm choking. And this is why. Oh my god, did someone have to? No, he just had to slap my back.
I just did one big slap on her back.
And it came out, and I'm thankful because I actually like wheezed. I think I was gonna turn blue. Uh,
Blue,
this is what
Buddha.
I've been telling this. Like the meats here are just too big.
Yes. What type of meats are you talking
The
about?
Australian meats are just too big. No, no, guys, don't clip that. Don't clip
Clip it.
that. No, don't clip that, please. Please have mercy. But I will never forget.
I
Like,
literally have a character with a mech called No Mercy.
but yeah, it's a just a social haunting of like this the meat incident. I don't think I'll ever live that down. That was their first impression of me. I choke on steak while they say, oh, they're getting married. But yeah, moving forward with the story. See, we're just gonna go off tangent a lot of times.
Yeah.
So, we'll call this player Sansa. This was a problem for Arya. Sansa was just as nerdy as everyone in the club, and had an obsession with Game of Thrones, just like we did. Because of this, she instantly got along with all of us, especially when she showed up in a blue sundress with her hairstyle like Daenerys Targaryen. Oh my god, that's actually pretty hot. If somebody walked in and be like,
Yeah, we're talking about Daenerys Targaryen with like the sort of
no, her,
see-through dress type of thing, or
yeah, no, I mean the actual blue dress in, I think, season when she was in slave country.
remember, I've only watched the first episode.
Basically, she copied a really iconic look from
Yeah.
future seasons. So wait, someone chatted.
Yeah, so are they gonna think that you'll start choking anytime someone mentions your wedding?
I hope not. I hope not. Let it be known, I'm very happy. Especially, we got everything sorted. We got the place. We got the paperwork done. So like, it was just super bad timing. It's comedic timing of the universe. Always, like it happens. I just have negative charisma in social tables, it seems, and just stuff. I hope I didn't leave a bad impression. That's
No,
or
you left a good impression.
I don't know. I think it's just an impression because, like, oh, like she choked. Choked on meat. It's too big. Anyways.
Yes, the Australian meat is too big, she says.
No, you said nothing. Okay. Alright. Compared to Arya, Sansa is traditionally feminine. So it's already set up that Arya's I'm not like other girls. I don't like to dress up girly. So that's, and now Sansa is just this, like,
Just walks in just like having fun and is just
yeah.
being normal, I guess.
Yeah, they clicked because they all had the same fandom. They both, everyone liked Game of Thrones, and she was like, they immediately clicked. They were all fan. Like that's what happens when you're in a fandom. Like that's how I met a lot of my friends in the UK, like Mark. Shout out to Mark and Addie. Like we were like across the world, and in the moment we talk about DC, oh like JSA and about Superman and shit, and we just immediately like bonded, even if we don't know each other, and we're still Facebook friends still now. So it's just fandoms bring people together, so that's pretty great. And then while everyone was talking amicably with Sansa, Arya was acting a little bit distant. Every time Sansa tried to strike up a conversation with Arya's responses were one or two words at best. This was rather weird and noticeable because Arya was the type to talk your head off for hours. Sometimes we joked around and told her to remember to breathe as she was talking. But when Arya and Sansa talked to each other, it went like this. Okay. You'll be Arya. I'll be Sansa.
Okay.
So, did you like the new episode?
Yeah.
Wasn't it great when Joffrey started
Speaking of choking, apparently.
This is too much. The timing's too much.
This is well good, son.
Oh no. Didn't start in choking. I'm gonna save it as my ringtone.
Mm-hmm.
No. Did,
Calm down.
wait, you finished the rest of
Okay.
it.
So Arya responded to Sansa with and then Sansa's like, and did you see the thorns in Queen Margaery?
Marjorie's. It's Queen Marjorie.
Marjorie's wedding dress. I just love the attention to detail they put into the show. Arya. Yep.
Oh no. I hate those, like when you're so enthusiastic about a conversation and then suddenly people are just like one wording you.
Happy knife clipping sounds.
No. No.
Put a whole bunch of these clips in shorts.
Oh no. Oh my god, I'm doomed. But yeah, oh god, I feel bad though for the girl because like if somebody immediately gave me that energy, I'm not gonna share anything anymore. It's like all right, I'm not even gonna try. Like, so, okay, go. You read this part. Go.
Yeah. Sansa seemed to be excited to meet another girl who was into D&D and Game of Thrones just like her, but Arya always seemed like she wanted nothing to do with her. In-game, Sansa volunteered to build a life domain cleric to cover the original cleric's departure. She wore a homebrewed dress of billowing with plated steel woven through it so that she can wear dresses but have it flow away from her feet and legs in combat so that it wouldn't impede in her movement, which is actually a really good, homebrew. Well, it's actually not a homebrew thing. It's actually an item, but like the billowing cape, but put into armor and stuff like that for flavor and everything like that. So it's actually quite good homebrew.
Yeah, I'm glad the DM also allowed that for flavor stuff.
Basically, she wanted to stay heavily armored while wearing a poofy flowing dress. It was approved instantly by the DM. Arya, out of character, questioned the DM on this homebrew start, stating that it bent the rules of D&D a little too much, which was really crazy. It was a really crazy take to have at this game's table because we all had really insane homebrews. So she's already started being combative against
She has a problem with the flowy dress look. Jesus.
a flowy dress that actually doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, it's just an aesthetic choice. And DM's like, yeah, sure. Like if I would allow a lot of like aesthetic choices when a lot of my kids would be, hey, can I have this instead of this? Can I do this? And then like, yeah, it's adds to the character. It's not hurting anyone.
It's like when like in D&D, it's like, okay, there's scimitars, short swords and stuff like that. Players can just be like, for their character's aesthetics, it's like, can I have a cutlass? It's close to a scimitar or a short sword, but neither or. Can I choose one or the other? Depending on the actual player's character.
Yeah, it's
like
flavor.
Because a scimitar is a martial weapon, whilst the short sword is a simple weapon.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't use a martial weapon, they didn't want the scimitar thing, so it was okay with just being like, okay, the short sword's a cutlass.
Exactly. Yeah, flavor. It's all about flavor and just allowing certain things.
Yeah.
And it wasn't big of a deal, so it's like,
No.
It's weird. So yeah, keep going.
Exactly. So basically, the original writer, my Star Druid had a homebrewed spell called Star Strike, which was literally Eldritch Blast, but with radiant damage.
Oh, that's cool.
That is actually quite nice.
I'm reminded of Spell Brigade, the Falling Stars. It's actually cool.
I had an owlbear pet that functioned like a ranger's companion, despite me not multiclassing into ranger. That's a lot of things with a lot of I've noticed that with campaigns is that DMs will tend to allow people to have pet companions if they um, if they roll high enough with like animal friendship or something like that, which is why earlier stages druids sort of got the end of the stick, because a lot of times DMs would homebrew or just allow people to have pets during times and everything like that.
Exactly.
Um,
It is.
Also, it was made out of stardust, and I could fuse with it to become a owlbear for 10 minutes with stats equivalent to a challenge rating for beast and AC equivalent to heavy plate.
Whoa.
So yeah, this is a very heavy homebrew. Like, compare it to a billowing heavy plate dress.
Yeah, this is like
This is
it affects mechanically. Like I would rate it like what she has is more of like a common, or like actually it's common because it's more.
it's more of just a cosmetic, really.
Yeah.
It didn't what
There's
they
a lot
what
of
they
cosmetic based items that are common, and then what the guy has would fall under rare or very rare.
what he has would probably be purple, because that's fusing with a owlbear, a CR4. That's
Yeah,
like
very rare.
that's what you need, like a, I don't know how CR works. I think that's like you need a full team of level 4s,
So like
party of 5 level
so
4s.
if there's a CR20, like CR20, it should be at least a party of level 20s that would hit that. Or if it's CR5, it should be a party of level 5s, or a level 4 party that are 5 people. So those kinds of like breakdowns.
Yeah. So at this point, like, they haven't stated levels, but they've stated levels session 7. So usually around session 7, if you're starting from level 2 or 3, you'd be roughly around level 4 or 5 anyway.
So that's still pretty high.
Yeah. Doesn't say how much damage he can do, but now that does multi-attack as well as pretty high damage.
Exactly.
So if we go back to where we were, the warlock that used to be in our party had a pact with Primus, who gave him meta magic and sorcery points. He had a Modron as his warlock pet and was summoning duodrons and tridons like a circle of shepherd druid.
Bro,
Those things are...
Modrons are scary. They're like, if you get them on in your, I mean, lore wise, if you get them in your realm, it's game over. Like it's like a spell of end of the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Why would he be able to summon that? That's very giving of the. I mean,
Then again, probably powered down or different
Yeah.
types of stats because it's a summon and stuff like that.
exactly.
But
And it has to return back because like that's a do moment.
yeah.
Drons.
But like duodrons, tridons, so all different types of things from Mechanicus.
Yeah, the fact that they allowed a Mechanicus, like a Mechanicus kind of summon is pretty
Yeah.
broken. Lore wise, it's also like, yeah, scary.
Arya herself had a cape that turned into bat wings as a bonus action and gave her a flight speed of 25 feet. Even then, that's actually quite underpowered compared to the other things.
Yeah.
But still cosmetic in its own way,
She
and
has
gives.
2 items though, because other than the cape, she has.
She also had an invisible dagger that allowed her to do surprise attacks without hiding, so long as the blade was clean. And we ran old school sneak attack crit rules, so her sneak attack damage would be doubled on a crit, making her capable of one hit killing non-boss enemies every now and then.
Oh my god.
So that is really overpowered in a sense.
Shit. Taki mushrooms.
Our own paladin had a fucking baby metallic red dragon that he could ride because Targaryen things. Suffice to say, everyone in the party had horrendously busted homebrews. Yeah,
Then she just asked for a billowing.
like a billowing cape mixed with heavy plate mail or something like that.
Okay,
So Arya really has a problem.
Okay, can I just say I'm glad we're reading this story in real time, because like we listened to the video before like 3 months ago. They did not give the nerdy context of like just how broken the homebrew items were.
Yeah,
That was like.
but he, Dan the Drake kept it really professional and kept it to short.
Yeah.
short tangents off of the story, and was only speaking of just the story itself,
Yeah,
and probably
but it's
of the
nice to
main.
hear about like different kinds of items and like how you can they broke down a lot of the items things and
Yeah,
like how broken it's just for comparison and how the girl was being treated. It added more nuance to like okay, that's kind of weird.
yeah. Uh, so nice saying check your DMs for them. Send a compile of them. Flavor scribble notes.
Okay, yeah. And do I get to read the other part?
I'll read this next one and.
Okay.
With all of this in the game, the fact that Arya drew the line at billowing armored dress was rather baffling. DM didn't do anything because Sansa's homebrew dress was the most harmless homebrew in the entire game.
Exactly.
Yeah, this would occur multiple times. Every time Sansa asked for a homebrew that helped catch her up to our power level, Arya would have concerns about how it was fucking up the rules, even though everyone at the table was constantly desecrating rules as written by simply existing. We were all level 8 by our homebrews, probably made us functioning level 12 or higher.
Oh, okay, they mentioned a level now.
So-
That's scary.
So basically, they have a bunch of homebrew items which aren't actually stated themselves, but like literally they have a fucking metallic red dragon.
Yeah, the fact that it's just and the fact that this girl came in at session 7, there's a lot of catch up to do. It's really hard to get into a campaign when it's like long campaign and you're coming in the middle of it. Well, everybody's established story wise, item wise.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really hard. So they're gonna do a lot of.
And like Arya's probably still getting, not Arya, Sansa's probably still getting used to that group, so she's not going to ask for big things right out the gate. She's asking for like just a character item to make a character fit in for herself. And then like as she got used to it, she's like asking for if she can have items to sort of match up with the rest of the group.
Yeah, exactly. So we definitely abuse the rule of cool, outright throwing the book away to do some awesome shit. I would allow that as a. I mean, I would let my players get away with that. I wouldn't say I would allow that. Just like just there are consequences to that too, because I can do rule of cool as well as an NPC.
Yeah, rule of cool has its own states, depending on which table you're at. For me, it's like changes of things, cosmetic wise, which don't have any changes to any of the mechanics, is perfectly fine. As soon as it comes to changing of mechanics, it's like, okay, we gotta sit down and see if this will work out and won't be busted.
Yeah, exactly. So, one time, Arya threw her Batwing cape to the paladin, who caught it and wore it mid-combat so he can fly alongside his dragon and have an epic final kill on the boss monster. The whole process broke item interaction and attunement to rules, but the DM allowed it because the end result will be super epic. But whenever a rule of cool moment happened to Sansa, Arya suddenly became a rules lawyer. There was a moment where the paladin was going to allow Sansa to ride his dragon so that two of them could do some awesome combo attack. But Arya argued a full 20 minutes on how the Paladin's dragon wouldn't allow Sansa to ride it, even though the Paladin and DM said that she could for rule of cool. In fact, the rule that she was arguing over was a homebrew rule that sure as hell didn't exist in rules as written. Wrong!
Yeah, so
That's like, there's so much with this person.
Arya is really antagonistic,
Yeah.
just because another girl has come into the group. And the thing is, it's all
My leg's already down. As a Chinese person, you know, like Uncle Roger, my leg went down with the abusing rule of cool. My leg's down. I'm
Yeah.
not happy. So, oh god, it's little things like that happen constantly over the campaign. In combat, whenever Sansa would hang back to support us, Arya would make a backhanded comment about her being the best cheerleader ever, insinuating that she wasn't doing anything. Even then, Arya would often have an issue if Sansa attacked, saying that she was wasting a turn. But it's not like Sansa attacked stupidly. She would set Bless up, make sure everyone wasn't bloodied, mostly use cantrips, and always made sure she had slots for multiple revivifies. One time, Sansa was the only PT left standing after Mind Flayer donned downed downed the rest of us with a surprise fireball that we all failed on a deck save on. Ugh.
Yeah, you never want to go into like a boss room or into a room all clamped together. Otherwise, fireball.
Fireball from the enemy. It goes both ways.
So Sansa here is actually being smart because she is the backbone of the party, the healer of the party, and is actually being smart with her moves. Starting off with a bless, which with a party of 4 people, just a level 2 bless will bless your entire party. With what the group has, level 4 bless if you want to upgrade the owlbear and the dragon too.
Yeah, exactly. It's really nice that you're here because you're like you know the rules.
I know a lot of the rules up until probably like level 8, level 10.
Damn. So if you guys have any questions for tier 2,
But remember, my memory is still shit. I still get some things wrong. Sometimes I ask things and it's like, oh, I was wrong on this. Yeah, you're perfectly right in how you answered this. So which part are we up to now?
so this one.
This one?
Yep. The mind flayer.
Yeah. She at first used mass healing word to pick us up, which is a really good thing because it actually gets them all up. Mass healing word I believe is for just its base level, six creatures that you choose that can hear you. Now I know some really bad DMs would actually be like, oh, they're unconscious, they can't hear you, which a dick move.
I guess we can't use medically IRL stuff. The first one, I mean, the last sense to go is hearing, so that's kind of stupid.
But like, you hear about some RPG stories, and it's like because I listen to them on the road and everything like that, I hear a whole bunch of different ones about the bad DMs, and one of the worst ones was literally like, you can't bring them up with healing word, they can't hear you, they're unconscious. And it's like,
what's the point of healing spells then? Does he want touch spells?
pretty much, yeah.
Bullshit. There's an existing I'm in pain. I'm in pain. You can hear in your sleep something, I think, because how else would alarms? Exactly. Whoever agrees to that, oh, you can't use healing word is there for a reason. Like even Adventures League, which is organized play, where the most sweatiest of players and DMs are, they all agree, to use healing word as a bonus action. It's fine. God, that pisses me off on a level of what the fuck. Anyways.
But yeah, continuing on. She at first used mass healing word to pick us up, but we got downed again by another fireball. Okay, so
Two fireballs.
There's a druid, there's a paladin, there's a rogue. So yeah, there's no counter spell to that. Druids don't get counter spell as far as I know. So
I think it's only the wizard that has it. Right?
Wizard, sorcerer, bard, warlock.
And I think she's a cleric.
Eldritch Knight can get it. Cleric. I think there is a subclass in cleric that actually does allow you to get counterspell. I don't know which one. I could be wrong on that because I don't play a cleric. I don't know all the subclasses and what spells.
I don't remember counterspell, but then again, most of the clerics I play are more like offensive, defensive. So
yeah. Sansa saw that she couldn't pick us back up with the Mind Flayer still around. And since the Mind Flayer was bloodied, she fired a higher level guiding bolt and killed it to end the encounter. Then she picked us back up with another mass healing word. Which, smart. If it's bloodied, it's probably very close to being dead.
Yeah, just like take out the threat before you bring up other people.
No, she probably brought him up, then they all attacked the Mind Flayer afterwards.
And then they all died.
And they all went down again while Sansa was still at the back.
Hold on.
It's okay. Yep.
I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. Am I back? No, I'm not back. This is fine. This is fine. Copium.
Just technical difficulties. She's disconnected from the Discord, so her Blinky's not there anymore.
Yep, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dishonor to my cow. Dishonor to my cow.
I think my Blinky's not working either.
No, it's there.
Yeah, but it's not setting off.
Your Discord died. Well, we're still here. It's still our face. So
Yeah, so we're still talking and everything like that. The Blinky's dead.
Eh. It's okay.
Scuff streams are best streams, apparently. Anyway, we'll go back to it.
It's fine. It's still here. At least I'm still here. Go back.
Yeah, so let's see, let's find where we'll back up. Yeah. Now at this point, this was Sansa's greatest combat feat, and we all cheered for her since she saved our asses. Everyone except for Arya. Arya instead pointed out who she thought dealt the most damage and truly contributed to the fight, souring Sansa's moment and everyone else's mood. Fuck you, Arya.
Yeah.
After that moment, Sansa started to change. When she first joined, she was rather energetic and excitable, but after the Mind Flayer fight, she started to become more quiet, roleplayed less, and didn't take as many notes as before. In the beginning, we chose to ignore Arya's behavior, but when it finally clicked to us that Arya was being a bully, and Sansa was too meek to defend herself, we chose to do something about it. I do regret not acting sooner. Yeah. And what I do like about the OP in this is that they do realize that
They fucked up.
well, not just them. They fucked up,
In a sense
and
of,
the group.
I think it's more of like, it takes a while for people. Like this is like a very strong conversation starter of like, a lot of people will not do anything if it's like already an established social circle, and like for the sake of like avoiding conflicts, or like they're too focused on the game or on the hobby to notice that another player is affected, and and it takes some time for people to realize, because for them it's like, it's for the game, I'm just here having a for the game, but now that someone's affected and they did nothing wrong, it takes a while as well. Like especially this player came there first, like this is their friend, this is like somebody that they've played with together, and now they can't seem to reconcile the fact that this person's capable of behavior, and the moment they start addressing something outside of the game, it just is different. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They don't stand up for it even if they see it, because like for a lot of reasons, like, oh, let's just avoid the conflict, oh, let's just
There's that, but it's also it's a group of gamers and nerds basically.
yeah,
Not much in the way of social aspect or social
as
perception, really.
yeah, as somebody who has hanged out with like a lot of like guy dude groups, and like a lot of them is just like, let's focus on the game, let's not talk about IRL stuff, let's not talk about personal stuff. And that's kind of like a weird, like, I think it's because of like the isolation and the way that things are, but that's, if they're friends, it's like the social circle, and they just don't, out of the sake of not wanting to break the game, not wanting to break like the space or their illusion of the game, they're not gonna stand up for someone. And that's to me kind of crappy, especially like this is somebody that's already in the existing group. And I think that's, a lot of people should understand, like there's only so much, like people go in and out of the table and you want to leave personal stuff behind, but when you see that kind of behavior, when it diminishes somebody's spotlight, it diminishes, like a table is a table that's collaborative, and the moment one individual person, be it a friend, be it someone, is already bringing down a certain individual who had literally like they were just bringing in their A game, they were just trying to have fun with the hobby. It's for me, that's like all levels of no amount of social cues or social ineptitude. It's just, at least they're stepping up now, but there's too many guys who just focused on the game or just the fun aspect of it. And I've also encountered it in the community spaces I've been in, which is why when I run games, I make it a point to tell people it's more than just a game. You're with actual people with actual like personal experiences, different triggers, different defense mechanisms. They're all have their different personalities. You have to take that into consideration when you're creating stories with them, especially with World of Darkness kind of storylines, Call of Cthulhu. Those things get really, really like uncomfortable in terms of like the horror elements and like how the characters will go into trouble emotionally, mentally. So
Yeah.
it's annoying how like it took them a while, but I understand because of that. As much as I understand, it's still not excusable.
So from my aspect, I can understand why they're very late at doing this, because from my aspect, it's like, okay, leave my outside self outside. When I'm in the game, I am that character and I am that character only. Um, when I'm in person, that's how I am. That's how I do things. When at the computer, it's very much different because I'm not there face to face being with the people. I can be much more expressive when I'm in person. So I can understand that a lot of these guys, because they're not um they're not socially adept. They're very much they want to dive into their characters. They don't want to bring the outside in. Unfortunately, this Arya bitch, look, she really is a fucking bitch.
Yeah, the fact that she already like I hate the one thing I hate when it comes to like these kinds of roleplay things is the moment you make someone stop enjoying the game. That's when I'm gonna be like, I immediately will nip it at the bud. I don't like those. Like if you're like in any social situation, the moment you make people not enjoy it, especially in a group setting,
Yeah.
fuck no. Like
And
that's
like
not
this
gonna
this is
fly.
for not just TTRPGs, but for all types of things. Like I would say, what was it, about last year or something like that? For me, it was um like during the gaming and streaming aspect, I lost a lot of interest due to um a certain period. But keeping adult about it, you don't say the names of people and everything like that. It's only if they're going to start defacing or something like.
Like we can be open about the fact that there are certain groups of people that like not just on a TTRPG space thing, it will be in any kind of circle that you're in where it got to the point where they they become so antagonistic that you kind of in the group space that it becomes, it's like you don't enjoy what it is anymore.
Yeah.
And you just the enjoyment you had when you first were a part of it, it's no longer there, and it just becomes this horrible group think where it's just like because it's their circle, and when they know something's clearly happening, there's like obvious like here there's bullying involved, there's like talking down and all that, and it just and when you're treated differently, that's the biggest thing. It's like
Yeah.
you just want to step away, you just
And like, especially if you know that if what you say is never really going to be heard, or it's only going to be heard and then just turned against you,
yeah.
you kind of just don't say anything. You just kind of just step out and just wait for everything to blow over. And that's probably what Sansa's also going through. It's like she's the one who's just come in, and now everything is being Arya's being very antagonistic towards her because Arya's been there the longest. Sansa's feeling like, okay, Arya's got all this already has all the support of everyone here, no one's going to support them, so they're just going to start slowly backing away, not doing anything, and no one's going to notice until she's gone. But it is coming to a point where it's like where she's probably not taking any notes, or has pretty much only starts talking to people when they talk to her, and that's when the group is actually starting to notice. where's the fun and bubbly Sansa that they knew? Something's going on. What is going on? And they have to backtrack on what's been happening. Because they're not socially adept, they're gonna have to figure out why exactly things are going through.
Yeah, and like one of the things as well, which actually goes into detail later on, is like one of the things to note, like in most like it's more like sad stories for me, is like realizing that the player is just there and waiting for the session to end, and they're just merely there because they feel like they're needed, and the moment they leave it's gonna make things worse. And I feel really bad for players that feel that way. So this is like, this really sucks, especially it goes into detail where the table started to go in a vicious cycle where Arya would be passive aggressive towards Sansa, someone would defend Sansa, Arya would get upset and get a little meaner the next time. It all crumbled down when Arya killed Sansa's pet lion cub. You just don't do that. When she was raising with the bullshit reason it was growing up to become deadly and uncontrollable. She argued that she was preventing a future problem. Thankfully, DM reversed this act after seeing how much it upset Sansa and how needlessly cruel the action was. DM threatened to kick Arya out. I would have kicked out this player for the longest time.
Before anything, the DM allowed it to happen.
I wouldn't allow.
And then realized it really upset Sansa, and then retracted it.
The thing I would do as a GM already is, remember, in a lot of my tables, PvP happens, and I would say if the player is okay with it, then let it happen. If the player is not okay with it, it never happens, and that's always my rule. If it's consent, like
recently the pulp one where Sin's character killed a woman that Samus was trying to save or protect.
Spoiler for those who haven't seen the last episode of Pulp Cthulhu. Yes, Becca died. She got headshotted.
So
that broke you.
That actually broke me, and then I was like conflicted on what I was thinking. I was like, I want to do PvP, but I also know that this does have to be a consensual thing. So I was like, I did actually speak up. It's like, is PvP allowed? And if it is, Sin, are you okay with an attack from Samus? Because Samus has been leading up to protecting them, and you've killed
with a crit.
There's
no saving from a headshot. Let it be known, a head can't save from that. There's no amount of dodge that can save from that. I'm just saying the crit happened. So.
And the thing was, it was an extreme success for Sin. I think I had a hard success for
just to try to run and try to. Well, you saved her body, all right, or like you just got close enough to see. Oh, you got headshot, and then you actually clobbered the other target when you missed.
Because I had a miss, like because I just had a normal success, and then he had an extreme success on the dodge.
Yeah. So, again. This would have been avoided. Again, this could have been an email PSA. This all could have been avoided if the GM puts in a rule, as long as the player is okay with it and consents, and not like I will actually tell the player, if you're not okay with it, make sure the player is comfortable as you made the table in a safe space enough for them when they say they're uncomfortable. I don't want this to happen. It allows to be happen. Like, or it does not happen. Like if the player's like comfortable enough to say, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't want this to happen. Then especially on a PvP, and this is a PvP situation.
And the other thing,
a cub, a lion cub. That is.
And considering the group already has a fully grown owlbear, which is worse than a lion, a mechanical red dragon. Much worse than both of those put together by several times.
This player, I would be zero tolerance and be like, you're not allowed on my table anymore.
But here is probably what Sansa was also like. Probably because Sansa was still the addition to the group, she probably felt that she had to just say okay, or Arya just did it. DM said yes. Sansa got upset. DM retracted, and And this probably would have pissed off Arya, because now it's like, oh, now the DM's against me or something like that. Or Um, why can she get the things that she wants, but I can't have my own things I want right now of taking out this cub? But it's like, I'm sorry, you are being a bitch. You are destroying someone's enjoyment.
Exactly. It's just, and no, it's not even enjoyment. This is a personal pet.
Yeah.
This is like somebody they made a character with why they chose a lion cub and stuff like that, and you outright killed it, and they were needlessly cruel. That's like, I like how they immediately, like look what, like are you?
Connect the charger.
Oh wait, there's an ad break. No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, we gotta charge the phone because apparently it's not charging. Now it's charging. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wait for the ads. For okay, ads is done. Your community is back. Welcome back, guys, from ad hell. But yes, so Arya made it worse by responding in malicious slander, started making up rumors about Sansa and other clubs' DMs. Other club members' DMs. Now, the rest of the story is information I got secondhand from other club members that weren't part of my table. I never saw the messages that Arya put out, but basically she said that Sansa was sleeping with all of us for better rewards. Like, all of us at the same time. Yes, she said that we were all gangbanging Sansa in some porno for in-game D&D rewards. Nobody believed her because Sansa was way too much of a dork, and I say that with love, to even instigate flirting.
Wow.
This is, for me, this is like disgusting behavior that I would not, like, the moment I immediately, like, when I would, you know me, how I immediately clock in when there's, like, negativity or, like, conflict in a certain table, I immediately address it, like, what's going on.
Yeah.
This would not get this far. And if that happened, like, that kind of standard, it's that level of, what the fuck? And I'm glad that the character of Sansa shows, like, everyone knows she's not capable of doing that. She's a fucking nerd, for one.
So,
and
as the OPS put it, a dork, which is basically a nerdy,
and the thing I hate is because it's even worse because it's directed towards it. This is like internalized misogyny because you're slutifying somebody because they wear dresses and they're more feminine. If they're more feminine, ergo they will sleep with people for D&D rewards. Like, the level of the Lulu
and
of this girl is frustrating.
and to remind everyone, there are people with way better fucking shit than what Sansa has. Sansa has been going for things that are very much more cosmetic or enjoyable for her and her character.
If you heard the items that were built, like, she just has a lion cub, a billowing dress armor plate, and I forgot the other item that they mentioned.
The other items haven't been mentioned. They've said that they're gonna make stuff, or that she's been asking for a few things to try and catch up to the other players, but hasn't actually said what they are. But if it's an A consideration, it's probably more basic aligning stuff to how her character is, and not some absolute power game move. It's very much things that have been very much coinciding to one, how she wants to play is like she wants to be in a dress, but she still wants to be armored up and everything like that. She wants a cute little cub of a lion to raise and grow alongside her, which they'd probably give like a growth potion and stuff like that to fight alongside her. Probably give armor or a few stats to it, but it won't be a match to an owlbear. It won't be a match to a fucking red dragon mechanical thing. Yeah. It won't be a match to the Modron and shit like that. It is way underpowered compared to everything else. Yes. But this bitch Arya is just like, no, you can't have that. It's a problem. It's like, bitch, you have bat wings, you have fucking invisible dagger that can deal like a fucking 100 damage at level 5 or 6.
And the added layer is that she started slut shaming, which actually they added into the story where it's like, basically she expected everyone on the club to rally up, gather pitchforks, light torches, and kick out the accused harlot to the streets based purely on hearsay. That didn't happen. Instead, the club members told the club president, and the club president took Arya aside and asked her, "Yo, what the fuck is your deal?
Yeah.
Did Sansa do something to you? Why do you hate her so much?" And she answered him with a slut shaming tirade. So this is where I have issues with like a lot of like conflict. Like a lot of people do ad hominem. Ad hominem, by the way, is like the term where they attack the person on
Yep.
their personhood, like what they look like. It has nothing to do with the argument on D&D anymore. She's immediately slut shaming because it's not like her. She's like, because she doesn't identify with the femininity of the woman.
Yeah.
The-
Exactly.
The slut shaming. So we're here. This is we're actually close. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You're jumping.
No. I'm here already. This one.
Yeah.
Over this one.
What about this one?
So this one, slut shaming tirade against Sansa, saying that she was dressing slutty to get the guy's attention, flirting with everyone, pretending to like D&D, and being a fake fan of Game of Thrones. It bothered Arya that us guys couldn't see how fake Sansa was, and she was a fucking sick of it. You know, the as a reaction, I'm just like,
Is it bad that I would want to be? I would want to slap her.
yes, because we do not want to do physical violence. But
Yeah.
I the urge to bitch slap her on a spiritual level, because
Yeah.
like, you know, Batman style memes, but not physically hurt her, because that would just make things worse and things. But honestly, like it's rage inducing. You would
Oh,
want to,
yeah.
as an action, I would like the rage. As a reaction, I'm just like, girl, you need help.
Yeah.
Girl, there's no need for the slut shame. There's really no need for that. That's the layer of like beyond just it, and it's also gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Very gatekeepy. Like, do you have to be ugly, or like do you have to be like a certain stereotype to play D&D? So what if she's feminine? So what if she wears makeup? So what if she presents like, even like, you can actually read
Yeah.
how she dresses up. You can. This
Yeah.
is what they paint of Sansa, by the way, and how she
Yeah.
dresses up.
So, this was not true. Sansa's dresses were literally down to her ankle, and she wore chemise?
Yeah.
Chemise to hide her cleavage that she was constantly pulling up. She gave the vibe that she was a bit insecure with herself. She wasn't capable of flirting with anyone because she only ever talked about medieval fantasy dresses or Game of Thrones. So pretty much, it's like she came in with full dresses, pretty much very demure.
Very demure, very mindful. She was very demure, very mindful. She wore the ankle dresses, Jesus, that, and chemises. Like, it's basically like a way to hide the bobas.
Yeah. She didn't know any other topic of conversation. Anyone who played a game with her can actually tell that she liked D&D, and was clear that she had played it a shit ton because of her game knowledge. She knew my druid spells better than me. She not only liked Game of Thrones, but she read all the books in A Song of Ice and Fire. The books the TV show was based on, as well as the supplementary lore books by George R.R. Martin, like the Dunk and Egg series and Fire and Blood. For some reason, Arya saw Sansa as some kind of stereotypical preppy blonde girl from some bad Disney Channel movie, and not for the massive dweeb that she actually was. And
The girl's a nerd. How is she a slut? That is my anger. It's like immediately girl with dresses equals slut, and that
I like how as it goes through the OP, it's just like, first it's like nerdy, then it's like dork, then it's dweeb. So it's like it's getting more deeper into like the basically the nerd and fictional sort of love of things. So basically you have like your nerdy, you're just getting into it, you're bringing up all the bits. Then you got dork, which is just like you're fascinated by it and everything like that, and you've read like lots. And then dweeb is just
you're
just a
nerd.
dweeb. I can't really explain dweeb.
No. It's basically somebody going nerd.
Yep.
And that's in love. That's the
And the thing is, they're not saying it as an insult. They're saying it out of love, and like
she knows her shit.
yeah,
And she's not portrayed as the stereotype because the girl doesn't dress up as Arya does, which is insane. The amount of cognitive
I don't think they've actually
dissonance.
mentioned how Arya dresses.
No, it was in
Or
the first part. I read it up. See, it was the alternative punk look. It was called
alternative punk look.
like
Yep.
she dyed her hair blue. She wears metal shirts.
Yep.
Like she doesn't wear dresses. She's more of the shoes, metal shirts, alternative
Yep.
punk, piercings.
Yep.
And that's the thing. It's not about the looks even. I'm not even gonna judge Arya for her looks. It's just like the fact that she used that as an argument that the person's a slut didn't even try to. It's cognitive dissonance. Like she's only seeing what she wants to see, which is this person is attacking the attention that I'm gonna get from people being the only girl.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous to be in that space where it's like, oh, I feel threatened. Oh, I feel like that kind of persecutory. Oh, like, oh my
woe
god,
is me.
woe is me. This is definitely like my this is my space, and it's invaded by this slut, and it's horrible.
Yeah, it's
This girl has problems and needs help. that's all. Arya
Yeah.
needs help. She definitely needs help.
okay. Word got around to Sansa, and she expressed that she was going to quit the club because she didn't want to be the center of any drama. The club president told her that she didn't do anything wrong and that she didn't have to leave. Club president told Arya to cut the shit out because it was bullying, and nobody in this club of basement dwelling geeks were big fans of it.
Amen. Amen. I love that.
Yep.
The club of basement dwelling geeks. I love that character.
They understand what who they are, and they're not ashamed to call themselves like basement dwelling geeks. I was
I
about
guess
to say dweebing geeks
Yeah.
at the same time, so I said Gweek.
yeah. I guess one thing I will share though. I think I told you this before, but I haven't really told anyone in chat at this point. Remember I told you about that first Pathfinder group?
You have told me a little bit. I
We-
do not remember the entire thing.
Yeah. So not in this level of, but there were before me there was Orange Girl. We're just gonna call her Orange Girl, and apparently she was very threatened with my press. And then, by the way, I was a new person who was learning. I'm not like a nerd in a sense. I was a writer
Yeah.
and learning about the wonderful world of tabletop RPGs through these nerds. And I don't have the extensive, like, I will have to thank those Pathfinder dudes, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't get into TTRPGs as much. Shout out to my first GM, Axel, for inviting me. But there was this girl that was playing there, and when I joined their group, it was initially them, and they weren't joining as much. They were just like an irregular, but
Yeah.
they were like, they had a different person. They reacted violently, in a sense of like, when I was asking dumb questions, because I will ask dumb questions when I don't know things. I played a barbarian
Yeah.
ogre for a reason, because I don't know things. Can I whack this thing? Am I allowed to do that? And once I started getting comfy with my stuff, there was a moment in time where they were like, they got to a point where she got very antagonistic.
Yeah.
And there was like, I know that they were having some mental stuff, but the hysteria was enough where I was just like, I don't want this issue. I'm gonna leave. I'm just learning this game. I'm good. And Orange Girl was like, I'm the only girl here. Let's do that. And I'm gonna like let the other girl go. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna stay here. They were like, no, you stay. We'll let the other one go.
Yep.
And yeah, I just want to learn. I'm dumb. I'll ask questions. And she was like, it's not allowed to ask questions, apparently. It's like she got frustrated that I was asking a lot of things on how to do
Yeah.
things. I just got into the system, man, and if you know Pathfinder first edition, it's not easy to get into.
From what I've seen, from what their mother has told me, from what one of my old housemates has told me, and everything like that, is that
It is crunchy.
it is very much a lot of rules, a lot of ways to break shit, and
Yeah,
if you don't read the rules and you miss something, you're fucked.
So I had to ask loud questions. I became a huge nerd later down the line, but in that first form, I was dumb. And I was
Yeah.
like, I was treating it like roleplay. If I were a dumb ogre and I just swag things, and I have a storyline with I have this dumb voice, I'm a sword swinging, I'm a titan mauler. Oh, and they were like this one time, oh, like they saw a vampire. Oh shit! And I was like, sees vampire, closes door. No, and I was the only one who can open the door. It's like a big ass door. There's a reason why the door was hard to open.
Yeah.
That it needed the strength of an ogre to open it. And then I closed it back, seeing the threat of a vampire girl. They were like, "Forrest is in there. Open the door." It's like, it's gonna take a while. It's like, I'm dumb. I'm dumb with TTRPGs. So I kind of I relate to Sansa in a sense of like the weird stereotyping, the weird stereotyping, and like the antagonism of other women in that space
Yeah.
is just. Like, why?
So
Can
we
we
got-
all play together?
We got 3 more chapters. Let's try and make it through the 3
Yeah.
chapters and then
Chapters or paragraphs?
paragraphs.
Chapters. I blaze through it.
Arya rage quit when she realized everyone was taking Sansa's side and another club member took her spot at our table. This whole mess happened years ago, but years later things got better. I happened to have gotten back in touch with Arya in 2019 after I went on a massive public tirade over Game of Thrones Season 8 on my social media. My post triggered a reunion of the old D&D club members as they all flocked to my page to bitch about the last season. We created a chat room to further air out our grievances with Game of Thrones ending.
Relatable.
During this
Oh
reunion,
god.
Arya reunited with Sansa for the first time in years. Get this, Arya actually apologized to her. Arya said that she deeply regrets that what she did and cringes heavily over her "I'm not like the other girls" phase. She says that whenever she remembers her antics from that point in her life, she convulses from utter shame. She says that she sometimes lays awake at night for hours wishing she had more social awareness during that time. She said that she feels really bad that she tried to bully another woman out of an already male-dominated hobby and feels awful about
Oh my
pity.
god. Can I just say, I'm glad there's awareness.
Yeah,
This is a happy ending.
There's more awareness stuff. That's why I'm trying to get through the
Yeah.
last two paragraphs
Yeah,
and stuff
go,
like
go.
that because it actually delves into it pretty much a lot of the things.
Go.
Awful about putting 2 women against each other. Sansa forgave her, shared her own cringy feelings about how she used to walk around in high fantasy clothing all the time, and the both of them had a good laugh. As they chatted, they found out that they both changed careers at a year out of college, went back to school, and became nurses. They even practiced in the same field of medicine under the same big medical company, just at different hospitals. To nobody's surprise, they had a lot in common. Shame they missed out on a potentially close friendship earlier. I don't think they hang out in real life, but at least they're internet friends now. I see them on my feed every now and then, complaining about crappy doctors and sharing funny work stories.
So this story ended on a happy note. This is a rare happy ending
Yeah,
because
it is one of the rare happy endings, and is why we chose this story. And thank you for Dan Drake for bringing it up. He had his own words on it. But yeah, it's definitely good reflection on Arya's side of things. Sansa also realizing that going around in all the frilly dresses and stuff like that could have been cringe in the sort
but
of
that's not
but it's not bad. It's
slut shaming.
it's not slut shaming. It's not as bad as all that, but they both had their cringy moments and stuff like that. Arya actually growing as a person and realizing that what she did was very shitty and stuff like that, and trying to push someone out of an already male-dominated space, as she said, what just for attention and wanting the attention from everyone else.
Yeah, and I think I'm just glad like that not a lot of people have that kind of awareness of like, hey, I did something really fucked up and I'm sorry, and actually going to that person that they fucked up with and talk. Like that's super rare in this day and age for that kind of that level of awareness and that kind of accountability where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I actually ruined your experience in this game. I'm super sorry. I'm really sorry that like especially knowing that they had a lot of things in common. They could have been good friends, and it's just sad how some people have it so deep in them that attention has to be with them, or like they have to gatekeep.
Yeah.
And they the amount of headspace that they had to slut shame, that's the thing that I could never get. That was the ultimate ick of like, why would you say that about a dork? Like, why would you
Yeah.
do that? And I'm glad there was awareness on her end, and then, she got better. People deserve second chances.
And the thing is, it does show that even bad people can change and can actually realize what they've done wrong. Um, it does take time. It takes a lot of effort on their part, and it does take actually becoming an adult, growing up a bit, and realizing being a bitch doesn't get you everything you want. To actually realize um, that that what you did was wrong, and that you can, and it probably, yes, she probably couldn't try and find them and try and speak to them because of the guilt and everything like that, but it is good that it was like through like a group of geeks and dorks and basement dwelling geeks.
I love that term, basement dwelling.
Yeah. And all of them collectively loving Game of Thrones up until season 8's ending being a fucktard or something like that. I have no idea what season 8's ending
We don't
was.
talk about season 8. We don't like that. I've been on a tirade
Because I
with,
think you said it just started becoming fanfic stuff beyond.
but by season 5, I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones. I used to have a lot of conversation with that with a lot of people, and now I just don't want to talk about it. It's just as season 8 broke me. I still was, gunning for like, okay, season 5 was weird. Season 6, okay, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. Season 7, huh? And then like, I guess they're gonna turn things around. 8, what the fuck? I just and the fact that the writers hid for an entire month after the show came out, they know they fucked up. But anyways, I'm not gonna go there. We're gonna not rant about Game of Thrones. But that is our first story, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. There was a lot of reactions and a lot of tangents that came out, but
There were a lot of tangents.
I did enjoy it. Like we did have a good conversation. I'm glad we actually did this. Yeah.
It's already been an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is just the first story. I think it's not going to be as long, the second story that I'm going to react, because this happened really recently. If this was 2 years ago, and if anything, this is the story, this is the Reddit story that made us go, we should make a podcast. We should talk about this. We should sit on the couch and hang out and like... Yeah, we should.
So we're not actually on a couch. We're on...
No, don't break the illusion. Don't break the illusion. We're in a couch. Don't.
I can break the illusion of my own streams. Thank you very much.
No, we don't break it. We're in a couch. We're comfy in a couch. Don't break it. But, yeah, just I guess, a takeaway. No delusion. Exactly, Naya. Delusion.
Hey, so make sure that you are all still watching and actually paying attention. That
Yeah.
See, Naya made their intelligence saving throw.
Exactly.
They see through the illusion now.
Oh shit! No, we're still in the courthouse. We're still in the couch. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm not a mind flayer. Ew, yo, stop cracking your neck. Oh god, can't believe I'm gonna be hearing that for the rest of my life. Oh no, ew, yo. I hope the mic didn't pick that up. Ew. Anyways, I guess my takeaway is, don't be the reason people stop playing D&D or TTRPGs or getting into group games, because you can't seem to handle their presence, or there's some weird cognitive dissonance. You don't need to go that far. You don't need to gatekeep. That's my takeaway. Just let people have fun. Don't be the reason, or don't let your cognitive dissonance get you. Develop your social skills. Build on that wisdom stat.
Well, to build on social skills, you need to
actually,
talk with people in groups and stuff like that. Even if it's just in a TTRPG space, talking as your characters can build up a bit of social knowledge.
Yeah, and just
my piece on what people should learn is
takeaways.
A takeaway from this is that it's like, one, don't be a bitch, but you can't.
Don't be a bitch is the takeaway.
No, but the actual takeaway from this is that people can grow, people can learn, people can realize their faults. But it does take time. It does take real world experience to actually realize things that you've done were bad or were wronging the wrong people and everything like that. a little thing for me was that it's like when I was in primary school, I stole a lot of kids' lunches.
Oh my god.
And I was caught, but I just said, nope, mine. And it took me until high school to realize I was a fucking idiot. I was a fucking dumbass. I fucking stole kids' lunches.
What the heck, dude? That's, oh my god.
This was like grade 2 and 3.
I
but-
cook food for you now, so it's okay. Oh my god. Yes, he is wearing clothes.
Yes, I am wearing clothes. I could take them off.
Sir, don't tempt us.
Put a 50,000
No.
gold coin redeem. Take the shirt off.
No, dude, we want to spare your channel, especially with the crackdowns Twitch is having.
Have you seen Ashley? I'm sorry, I'm bringing up Ashley.
Temp who done? No, and I was like done. Oh god. When is the redeem? Oh god.
Next one.
The next as a reaction doesn't do it till the next year. Oh my god.
The next as a reaction, we'll have that redeem. I will put it there.
Oh my god. Can we pull points for the redeem?
You know what? I can actually put a like a goal so that you can actually put how many points you want to put
How
towards
much
it.